The ICSE Class 10 History and Civics paper is what we are going to discuss today. A lot of changes in the format as far as the 2024 board examinations are concerned. So with me is Padmavati ma'am from the Hyderabad Public School to tell us exactly how to approach this. 2 days gap between the English literature and the history civics paper. What would you tell the students on how to approach, especially now that there is the MCQ which has a lot of critical reasoning questions, critical application questions going by the specimen paper?
Good morning, sir. As I said, there's a new component, multiple choice, and for which there are simple multiple choice,
Yes,
complex multiple choice, and the second one is context dependent multiple choice, then case study, statement based, assertion and reason. Now for all this, it is said that the child should be ready to answer high order thinking questions. That is the word used, high order, where what is that schedule the child has to follow or the board going children have to follow. They have to be thorough with the entire syllabus. They have to create a study schedule, right? And second thing, they have to use their history textbook as the primary resource material, and they have to follow the textbook.
whichever textbook they follow.
Whichever textbook they are following. That is, textbook is the primary resource material. And they have to create concise pattern. They have to solve the previous papers for descriptive, right? And they have to, they can even refer other reference books and all that. But before that, what is required is that I have seen even the best students, good children are losing marks in multiple choice. They're doing very well in theory, but they are tending to lose marks in multiple
MCQs,
choice. So for this, what is required is that systematic learning, right? Because their performance in 10th, yes, because it's a journey, it's an academic journey where they have to excel doing this multiple choice and all that. So nothing to worry about multiple choice. Every chapter has been given syllabus and they have to cover all the topics given in the syllabus systematically.
So basically, apart from just reading the textbook, understanding becomes key. You need to know, especially in civics.
And application based also.
Yes.
Because history, we hardly think about anything application. But this multiple choice is triggering this application part, high order thinking questions and all that. And want me to speak about
the reasoning questions, the 2-mark questions which
2-mark questions also, because for any 2 marks question there will be 2 components again.
Correct.
Because children mostly they tend to attempt the first part and they just ignore the second one or overlook. That shouldn't happen. And multiple choice, as I said, that there can be picture based multiple choice, sentence based, any event based, simple, complex, and case study, all that. So child should be prepared to deal multiple choice in relation to all these aspects.
So in terms of time management, do you suggest that they look at the section A first and then go into section B, or the other way around?
Actually, multiple choice, the only option is correct or incorrect.
Correct. And
multiple choice the child can do in an efficient way, because the child should read the sentence properly and they should identify the correct option. There will be 3 distractors. They have to eliminate those 3 distractors,
so
and
go
they
by
have
the
to
elimination method.
That is one. And second thing, that when the child is not able to identify the distractors, you should assume that there is learning gap. So to avoid this learning gap, the child should be thorough with the syllabus. ICSE council prescribed syllabus.
So in the 15 minutes of reading time, they kind of take care of the MCQs. Is that what you would suggest?
Yes.
So that they can do it off immediately after that. And the descriptive, later on they decide which ones they want to attempt.
And the descriptive, subjective part, and one thing that they have to follow certainly, they have to read the question carefully. Because in that question, what is asked, what is required, that they have to identify, and how they plan to write the answer, they have to prepare with an introduction, then content, and in that introduction, what are the keywords they are going to use, and the sequence, how they are going to frame the answer and write.
So since you mentioned keywords, what is really the trick for the student to know that, okay, this is a keyword and this is not a keyword?
How identification of keywords.
How does a student identify the keyword?
Okay. See, sir, there is a policy followed. I mean, there is a program scheduled once Mahatma Gandhi started non-cooperation movement, that is Swadeshi and boycott. They are familiar with Swadeshi and boycott. If they just write Swadeshi and boycott heading, it is not sufficient. They have to write what comes under boycott. Boycott of foreign liquor, boycott of foreign goods and all that. Swadeshi, working for Hindu-Muslim unity, emancipation of women, and those points. I have noticed many of the children writing only the Swadeshi and boycott, which doesn't give the sufficient answer.
Okay.
So
the keyword is important and the detailing is equally important.
Heading is always important, and along with that heading, even they have to write the.
So you would advise students to underline some
that
of the
point. I'm going to do that. How the child has to plan the answer. One thing, the child has to start with introduction, with covering appropriate content, and they should give only relevant information. Avoid giving irrelevant information. All that they have to frame, and time management. Time management. If the child feels that he is running short of time, he has to prioritize which answer he has to write, where he can fetch good marks, and also highlighting, and they have to support their answers with examples, right? Facts, years, then historical evidences, sources, or all that. Just that will add credibility to their answers. And second thing, highlighting the key points and all that will always make this answer stand out.
And in terms of time management, finish off the MCQs. That shouldn't take much time if they've already dealt with it in the reading time. Then the 7 2-mark questions, and then look at the subjective part. If they get more time, you would advise them to attempt an extra question.
Yes. Actually, they have to check last 10 minutes. You have to reserve for checking all this. That is compulsory.
And if they have extra time, they could attempt an extra.
They can attempt extra. It is advised. We advise them to attempt extra.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much for your time.